the end of an era. Legendary high school football coach Dan Hooks announced his retirement Friday after 30 years at the helm at West Orange Stark. It's news the community still is trying to digest. Hooks, after all, had been on the sidelines for every game in West Orange Stark history. The terms of the deal haven't been disclosed, but the Chronicle reports the Astros' price will exceed the $523 million the Rangers sold for last summer. Meanwhile, Houston is dead last in the Grapefruit League. Astros playing the Tigers today in Kissimmee in the top of the second. Miggy Cabrera pops one up to right, but Hunter Pence misses the catch. So 2-run score on the air by Pence, and that's got not top 10 written all over it. The West Orange Shark Mustangs are trying to blaze a trail that leads to their third consecutive state championship. So far, things have been looking good for the boys team. Today, they took their talent to the Cardinal Relays.
Like you said, that has not been the case the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, you know, really Lamar wants results, and that's what it comes down to. Over the last 3 years, they've just been 18-30 in conference play and haven't made the conference tournament once. That means they haven't been better than 9th place in the Southland Conference, and that just isn't good enough. I mean, Larry Tidwell said when it comes down to it, it's all about performance and results. He said that Steve Rockefeller works his players very hard. The work ethic has been there. The results have not been there. In fact, the Mavericks trailed by 5 points at one point in the second quarter, and that's really something they're not used to. You saw a very animated Coach Steve Tucker on the sidelines, jumping up and down, and not to the beat of this music. He was just getting really excited. This offense looked very different tonight. You guys obviously had another quarterback and Doug Pruitt, and then offensive line changes. How do you feel like that affected the team coming into this game?
I think it just gave us a spark.
Hooks is entering his 30th year as head coach at West Orange Stark. Here, the stadium is named after him, but it's a different story over at Hampshire Finette. There's a new coach in charge. All right, well, what about you? There's also talk that you might be getting this job. You applied for the Jasper job. Are you thinking about throwing your name in there? And what a story it is. There's so many conflicting reports out there, so many names being thrown around. Chad, you've talked to quite a few of the applicants. Right. What's the latest and what have you heard? Well, of course, we got to start talking Cowboys. You are the Cowboys expert here. You've known Wade Phillips for a very long time. Yeah. What do you think Wade's next step will be?
You know, I talked to his dad. I talked to Bum last week, and I'll make a little prediction here, and I didn't get to it in my column today. I was going to, Brooke. I think he may be the defensive coordinator in Houston next year.
That will do it for the Sports Edge. We leave you with our top plays of the week. See you back here next Sunday. For Bridge City Athletic trainer Gene McKinley, his job is more than treating and preventing injuries.
Basically, these kids are my kids. And every trainer at any school that you go to, they're going to tell you the same thing.
Feel it? Right there.
This is Nederland athletic trainer Larry Southard, who recently was inducted into the Southeast Texas Coaches Hall of Honor.
I see kids at the best, you know. Teachers might not always see them at the best, but I see them at the best.
So we're giving him a little support there, anchoring it in, kind of basket weaving it.
Trainers don't often get the recognition they deserve, but they can claim March as National Athletic Training Month. There are roughly 30 licensed trainers in Southeast Texas, and as you can see, most of their work is behind the scenes, but they say they feel every bit a part of the team.
You know, if they win the state championship, it's your team. It's maybe a little hard to understand, but you're with them every day, and so you get to share with their accomplishments. These trainers also get to form long-lasting friendships.
What really makes you feel good is after they've graduated and they come back and come to visit you. I've had several people come up and say thank you, and that's really the most rewarding part of it. Those ends.
It's work that comes from the heart. It's what they were trained to do. Brooke Bentley, Fox 4 Sports. Yeah. The Texans certainly did not want to start their season 0-2, but no one is hitting the panic button in Houston. The players are not hanging their heads. That's because they know there's a lot of football to be played. And Coach Gary Kubiak keeps reminding them of last year's Giants, a team that was able to turn it around midseason. Working for the Texans, I hear a lot of Texas fans talking about how they would love to have you rushing the passer opposite Mario Williams. Yeah. Of course, that'd be a little bit different of a position for you, but talk about rushing the passer opposite of him, what that would be like.
Oh, man, it'll be something special, you know. If that was to happen, hey, it'll be something special, a 1-2 duo.